For one, Sunny, Hannah, all the breaking news in the world. Says one subscribing, but more than some subscribers and be also so no be keep you updated. Also, Sake be a share more, no like and share one year so I didn't. Any BT no so who dear Koso Ghana, a fan na. Yes, I bread in feeling chimney and cardio one chairman. A yes, I breed as some Kesi and out to NPP. NDC and lawyers for NDC MPs for Eddie Omonensi form. Say kwan bia so city bia eye mensa ne nkrofo eji awo eye kwan a ensem fata so during the 2024 election no edema eye NPP for no kwan bia so mbeje enfon all the numbers of more parliament no kwan bia so mbeje. As you see, breaking news say eye Techiman South sa city no eye NPP and occupy that seat in parliament. Union Bema, I say, Ebra, Dafiama po HSA, Omudi case no, sa city no, case asama ba Omudi asana court, just a court in a dear semna enche and who rule beba. So Koba say ampa evidence kuta omono, I was say rerun and I say rerun in some polling station. Omunim say omesa winisa city na come city no because they know say that constituency no constituency one year the eto abama to we become one Techiman South, Tema Central, Sum and Pandai 4 city more and not just say NDC for AG free NPP for and same just enya sanketwa. After that no you see AG mensa no for my BB na NDC MP and direct court say or a court and cite AEC for contempt of court.
Now let me also raise this. The Electoral Commission was a party in this matter. They were the second respondent. We have seen with some disquietude the attitude of the Electoral Commission in complying with the court order. And they didn't do so in Jachikwesi. Jachikwesi, as soon as the court order was granted, they issued the notice for re-election, for rerun of the election. In this one, they've been hesitant for over a week.
Before EC.
No, you were a party, so you need no notice. When you are a party to a matter, you need no notice. You were in court when the court orders were issued. The court says rerun. Who has the mandate under the constitution to order a rerun?
Is it not fair enough to say that maybe they also waited?
You speak of fairness. Do you know who we were holding the seat? We were going for re-election. The Honorable Insala Wakpal. He was the sitting member of parliament. 2020. No, 2024.
Yes.
He went into the election. They used this process to deny him a re-election. For 10 months, 11, he's been very patient. The party NDC will be very patient. So when people talk about fairness and a greater damage will be caused to Nyindam who has stolen our verdict, we should be crying for Nyindam. What about the person who was denying the opportunity to continue in office?
But in this case, if you say stolen verdict, the EC in court defended that, well, what you presented were minor arithmetic errors and that they did not influence the outcome of the election.
You see, thankfully, the EC is not the court. The EC is not the court. Are you aware that Tema Central was declared for us? The EC took the ballot boxes, brought it to Accra, and declared it for the NPP. Are you aware? Using a different returning officer. Are you aware that in Fantiakwa South, they brought the ballot boxes from Eastern Region, brought it to Tesano and declared it for the NPP.
Is that the reason why you're calling for the head of the EC chair?
I don't know about that. I haven't done anything. But I'm telling you that the EC is not credible. Some of their officers are so compromised. Even when they see green, they will say it's blue. Do you understand? So the EC, that is why they were cross-examined in court. And the court saw through the kind of evidence they led. Why hasn't the EC issued the notice for a rerun? What is preventing the EC from complying with the court order? The court ordered that it should be done within 30 days. We've already lost 7 days. So now we have only 21 days. When is it going to issue the rerun order for the parties to comply, go and conduct their elections and go through the processes of filing a nomination for the election to be done within 30 days? But you see, because supporting one side in this battle, and that is they are supporting the NPP side. Otherwise, the EC...
You mean EC is in bed?
I am directly accusing
Do you
them.
have evidence?
The evidence is that they have refused to act in accordance with the court order for the past 7 days.
But they are still within the 30 days.
But I'm asking you, right? When the court says order a rerun of organize a rerun within 30 days, you have already lost 7 days.
So EC could be...
No, within the terms of CI 127, the processes that you must go through for even filing is so tenuous and tedious that you can't even do so successfully within 21 days.
But in fact, they did it with Ablekuma North. They were able to organize the rerun of the 19 or 14 polling.
Do you know who triggered Ablekuma North? It took me. They refused to order to actually ask for the rerun, to organize the rerun. It took me to file a question directed at them to come to Parliament. When they came to Parliament, they were all over the place.
So are you going to call? Are you going to file another person for the EC to come to Parliament?
No. I think that the EC should be cited for contempt of court, for obviously glossing or disregarding the High Court order emanating from the High Court Tamale in this matter. Because look, the EC has taken sides in this matter. That is what me.
Okay.
Me. That is the position and even the top echelon of my party have come to, because they have taken sides.
Mr. Defemo, I mean, you made mention of a number of cases in court that you are waiting for a ruling. Can you bring us up to speed?
Yes, Techiman South.
And when are we expecting a ruling on some of these cases?
We are pursuing them methodically. So Techiman South is in court. Suhum they are done. Waiting submission have been filed. Judge has given, I believe, the 12th or the 13th of this month for ruling. And then Tema Central is also before the Tema High Court. That too is being pursued. Then, there was a collection of some other cases that went before the Supreme Court. We had applications still pending. An offshoot is the Ablekuma North. That technically has been taken out because of the decision by the Electoral Commission to, as it were, do a rerun and then got it declared. But let's read the order of the court. The order of the court in this.
Go through for us.
The court says, upon hearing both petitioner and respondent's lawyers, it is hereby ordered that the petition of petitioner is upheld, and this court orders a rerun of the Mandai constituency parliamentary election in 30 days. Second respondent to comply with the order. The second, initially, we sued the district office of the Electoral Commission.
Sued more than 3 people.
We sued 4.
And you misjoined.
And then later we misjoined the district officer of the Electoral Commission as well as the clerk to Parliament. And maintained the first respondent and the Electoral Commission. So it's not as if the Electoral Commission, the order is not directed at the Electoral Commission. This order has been clearly directed at them as a party to comply. Further, service have been infected. The service of the order has already been infected on the Electoral Commission validly. I have the proof of service dated the 25th of November 2025. So the Electoral Commission is already served with the order of the court. So there has been execution. We've executed the order of the court on them. So what is outstanding is the compliance. It is the compliance that we think that is woeful now. Parliament has been served. That is why the Speaker found it,
so all stakeholders have been served in this case.
In this matter. So why is the Electoral Commission not complying with the court order? Until such time that there is a counter order, the order that you are supposed to comply with is the order emanating from the High Court Tamale.
Mr. Dako, under 1 minute, if this, the second respondent here in this case, the Electoral Commission, decides to do a rerun, what will be the advice to your client?
Decide to do a rerun on what basis?
Based
Because
on,
they are
based on the order of the court.
But there are all these applications before the court. Why? I don't know. What is
But the court's final ruling is that the second responder, in this case, the EC, must comply. So once if they decide to comply, what will be your advice? Your advice to your clients?
That court judgment one is being appealed against, and there's another application before the Supreme Court to have to watch the whole proceedings. So what is the rush? And I told you today is second.
John Darko, you know that filing of a court process is no law.
I think that
it is no law.
14 days
and
time,
when you disagree with a court order, it's also no law.
Opportunity. I'm not listening to my brother, so let me make my point. In less than 2 weeks, the Supreme Court will have opportunity to hear this application for judicial review. Okay, what is this rush? Ask him, what is this rush for? The Court of Appeal is now still with the notice of appeal and the application for stay of execution. What is this rush?
Justice Abdullahi, I was asking if, at this very point, looking at the context and what we've seen so far, Pandai should actually consider itself MP-less, if there's any word like that.
Pandai still has an MP, and I think when the issue of Jachi Prison came up, I remember making this suggestion that perhaps the way and manner he was booted out of office was clearly wrong, was unfair, and he should have been favor us. And so I can understand the emotions my brother Roxanne is displaying because of that past. However, I think that as part of the reset agenda, perhaps we should be rethinking how these issues are dealt with properly, so that it takes the emotions out of the context. Then we deal with the matters as they unfold. And some of the reforms that I proposed at the time, which I still believe is the right thing to do, is to firm up this idea that until a final determination is made by a court of competent jurisdiction, ousting a member of parliament from office, under no circumstance can that member of parliament, whether by an interlocutory application or by any other form, be removed from office. I do not think that, because it doesn't advance the works of parliament. It doesn't advance the cause of our democracy. I do admit the wrongs that was occasioned by the Jashquation case. And I condemned it, and I still condemn it. I still stand by that. But I do not think that a repetition of that, either directly or indirectly, or in any form or shape, is the way to go in building a stronger and a better parliamentary democracy. I think we need to rethink these rules here. But having said that, I need to affirm that indeed the people of Pandai still have a member of parliament. He has not been removed yet. No new member of parliament is in office at the moment until the communication between the court to the speaker and the electoral commission take effect. And then a new election is conducted. Until that period, we can't say that he has been removed from office, because you need to execute the judgment of the court. And the execution process is what has commenced at this point. But of course, we're all aware of the steps that have been taken by the NPP to stall the execution. So until the execution is effective, no one can say that the people of Pandai do not have a member of parliament. It can't be possible. But let's remember the intervention, either legislative intervention or any other form of intervention to sanitize these issues, so that we avoid you do me, I do you in future, which is usually run by emotions.
Well. So, Mr. Darko, in this case, would you still believe that? Mr. Nyendam is still a member of parliament for Pandai, even though you have filed a review at the Supreme Court and a stay also at the High Court?
Yes, of course. He's the member of parliament for the good people of Pandai, and there's no question about that. My brother should calm down. In fact, if I were in the studio, I'll just do this to him and you know that.
Room.
My roommate is.
Our cat call his room.
Oh, okay.
My roommate is he's heating up, but it's okay. I don't think that we need to push our democracy to that level because I can see, and this is not the first time it's making reference to Judge Kesi. Last week we were in the house. We were talking. Hey, you brought Judge Kesi. What do you put into Judge Kesi in this house? This is not even. And so I can see that a lot of the things our friends from the other side are doing are just emotions, and sometimes they want to retaliate. But I think that it's about time we move from that kind of politics. We have to, and for me, I believe that we are the young men. The future of our country largely depend on the young men, in this generation. And so, if you have the conversation, we should, do away with, like I said, the retaliatory politics. But you see, clearly the case is still in motion. We haven't exhausted all the processes. There is the application for stay. There is the application for judicial review. All these are legal processes that must run their course. I don't think that it is now for my friends to say that we will not allow him to come to the jail because of Judge Kesi. I mean, look, maybe the effect is the same, but the circumstances are quite different. And so you should allow who has to remain. And I don't think it's okay at this point for my brothers to be saying that the Electoral Commission, they support NPP. I think that we've gone past that. Look, the Electoral Commission clearly showed its independence when the Akwatia issues came up, especially on the issue of whether or not the 24th December Gazette notification was valid or not. The NDC argument at the time was that the 24th December Gazette was a valid one. The EC supported them. The EC stood by them. Because at the time, the NPP was making a case that we should rely on the 6th January Gazette notification. The Electoral Commission said, no, we stand by the 24th December Gazette notification. You were in the same side, or you were on the same side. So I believe that generally when the law and the facts are on the side, it is what it is. And on that time, at the time you raised that issue, the law and the facts were on your side. The Electoral Commission supported you. So if today the Electoral Commission is not supporting your position, it doesn't mean that the Electoral Commission is an anti-NDC. And I don't see why we are in such a haste. The judge has made a decision. The decision is being challenged. You are saying that no. We should go ahead and declare the seat vacant. Let's go and have an election.
I have a question for you. In fact, if all these processes that you are talking about in terms of the reviews that you have filed and all of that, if we go through all of these processes and it still has to do that, Mr. Nyindam or Honorable Nyindam has to actually vacate that seat, are you going to subject yourself to a rerun?
We are a country of laws, and we are law-abiding citizens. If we go through, we exhaust all the appeal processes, and the court's position is that the Tamale High Court is right. Why not? We will do it because we are law-abiding citizens. There's no way the Supreme Court or the Court of Appeal, whichever one we're talking about. If the Court of Appeal makes a decision that the High Court decision is valid, we will go according to it, because if you are going through the appeal process, it will end at the Court of Appeal. We will subject ourselves.
You won't wait for the Supreme Court?
I was saying that if we exhaust all the appeal process, because if you see the Supreme Court application, of course, it's that the Supreme Court is higher, but it is also so big that when the Supreme Court says that the court did not have jurisdiction and is wrongly assumed jurisdiction, everything that happened will be, will be rendered null and void. And so there will be no need for us to go into the facts of the case, because the Supreme Court will say that there was no case for the court to even assume jurisdiction because you couldn't have brought that case after the 21 days. So if the Supreme Court makes that decision, there'll be nothing for us to discuss. It will be the end of the case.
When are you expecting decisions from the appeals court and also the Supreme Court?
Oh, my brother, I think this is not a question that I can answer. But I know that in the Supreme Court, the date for the date we are seeking, I think, is 16 December. But when it comes to the Supreme Court, they can change the dates. They will normally don't get the date you want. And I think the Court of Appeal published next week or so. Again, those two courts, normally they will determine their date. But when you are making your application before the court, you suggest a date. General High Courts, they stick with it, but Court of Appeal and Supreme Court is not so certain. So it is when they enlist the case and panel judges, then the matter will be heard. But I want to believe that the Chief Justice and the court will see the need to expeditiously decide these cases so that we can have some peace. In there.
It was for conversation, very, very interesting. Dafiamapo. Justice Abdullahi any NPP MP newcomers for no baako John Darko and I just say ti omonka no obiara de na dwenkyere bai obiara ne no opinion but in sema Dafiamapo kan kire say Mensa ne nkrofo no niema omoye no ade a emra kwan so na enye dear Bibia said they are working for the NPP. And found said they is changing government, they are still working for those who appointed them. Even though crowd tikika. Dear mo when ma benyama on crop for more opposition. Pay da frame upon HSA. AEC and also Juma Emma San Crofon. Power Kuta Mahama, President Mahama, William Shisho, Umbuhu. Power Kuta Nisisieno, Umushu. Power Ghana for their ma the president, Unshu Embo Shake. So, or country AJ Mensa say, on Jai the Oyano, because Nebu or Grandpa, Emmanuel. Who support you be grandpa because of the office I occupy no. And my name Pisa. But what day I damn Bibia show so support nipa be say Bibia show pay that fiam upon ne kasa because we name the intia Jim Jachi quiz in there no court direct is a rare round and I hear and a mobile issue statement order from one court say yenye run within this time 30 days so prepare and as various political parties and then prepare blah 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 and I will issue statement. High Court no Ekasik Pandai City no yenye run no onim dinti a AC and issue the same statement baby and tremor court diet is a send off Jim Jaji quiz in the city ni yaji na yenye run I would dream kako issues our statement onim the answer the same court no nipa bi eba more respect the same court say nipa ni free up more respect court in view the same court ekuyima mo democracy ankuyama mo de democracy. So or direct court say court incite EC contempt of court so man fa emra and I said that directives of the man no man fa yen adwuma then ya bre pa ye e ho no ma yen ho say sit no bebre nam kwan so ba apart from pandai and bebre nam kwan so ba okwa fa wan jeja ya mamo say NDC for the sun any tema central court. No say a secret. Any man and anam suma say by enche publicly. Then no say revealing chair say Techiman South and also some the court. Inti ka overall no Pandai, Suhum, Tema Central, Techiman South, Sa 4 city way, NDC for edge. Embra kwan so enye gidigidi omo ugine embra kwan so every NPP for nyesem. Right now as speaking no NPP for MPs for no omo city 87 -4 se ko ba se omo gine nyina ka ho -4 akasen 83 more rem Sa 4 no ewo ka NDC 4 de no ho is NDC 4 omo 184 184 plus 4 188 NDC MPs under John Dramani Mahama. 184 solid NDC MPs under John Dramani Mahama. 4 independent candidates in Mayo. 4 independent candidates for Ebekamwa. 188 plus 4. I call 192. 192 MPs and omoye under John Dramani Mahama. Na President Mahama ain't mean ya Ghana. Inti we an appointee, we a previous administration appointee. We are when you are working under him now. Sure no ma home popo or no so and yes so a kakai. Ye near mamma quines on the original no, the Roheni say, Diachiano, ye berry seti, Diaseno, ye be ni amanayi, the Roheni so magana fuina wa tomo, nine yama gana for penyaya momo. Now corruption now cause baby a dream no, with these numbers no, obit may retrieve a nyama and crofobia afano quine bonus no, obit may retrieve magana for ni in some person, no mission you know. So found the dinner question in no NDC MPs for SHC2 United. I can't watch it. And I feel your mark will be so many theatre and winning in habit. Subscribe and share my news in your for once and everything of your